Hey y'all, it's time for our brand new series, Golden Girl. Get it? Golden? Like a goal that you score? It's me, your host and host, Eesha G, aka Golden Girl. Every Monday, guys, I'll be bringing you all the hottest footy talk of the week, from match updates to locker room drama, from the history of football to lessons about the sport itself, from pitch-side fashion statements to epic fan moments, you name it. If it's about football, you'll find it here. So whether you're a die-hard footy fan or you just think Mo Salah is super cute, I mean, who doesn't? You're in the right place. Let's go ahead and kick off this episode with some Dribble Dabble, a segment where we'll recap all the fresh footy action from the week past. It was men versus boys at the Emirates this weekend as Arsenal were schooled by Chelsea in a comprehensive 2-0 loss. Chelsea's new frontman Romelu Lukaku, who was signed on for a whopping €115 million, ran riot on Sunday, and it's rumored that Arsenal's defenders may have to go through some counseling to overcome the trauma that Rom inflicted on them. Let's remember to keep our Arsenal supporting friends in our thoughts and prayers. On the topic of €100 million signings, Man City's newest recruit Jack Grealish scored on his home debut in the 5-0 drubbing of Norwich on Saturday. Sure, it was a lucky ricochet, but still counts. City's neighbors Man United, however, were not as fruitful this weekend as they were held to a frustrating 1-1 draw at Southampton. This game felt like a reality check for United fans who are still floating in the clouds after their spellbinding 5-1 opening day victory. Elsewhere on Saturday, Liverpool played in front of a full house at Anfield for the first time since March 2020. The players, buoyed by the occasion, put on quite the show for the 50,000 in attendance and eased past Burnley 2-0. Harvey Elliott made his first start for the Reds and shone bright for his full debut. Remember that name, folks. Tottenham, like Liverpool, continued their perfect start to the season, beating Wolves 1-0. Both of these teams won their opening 2 games without conceding a single goal. The main talking point here, though, was Captain Harry Kane's return to the squad. The Spurs talisman has been trying to make a move to Man City, but both the club and the fans aren't quite ready to let go yet. The future may look foggy, but the Spurs would be wise to focus on the present. Easier said than done, though. This weekend, we saw the first London derbies of the season, with Crystal Palace facing off against Brentford and Arsenal playing Chelsea. But what exactly is a derby, and what makes the London derby so unique? Don't worry, we got you covered here in our next segment, Football 101. To put it quite simply, any match played between 2 teams from the same area is called a derby. So for example, the Manchester derby is fought between the 2 Manchester teams, United and City. And in India, the Great Kolkata derby is fought between the 2 teams from Kolkata, ATK Mohun Bagan and SC East Bengal. In the same way, London derbies are fought amongst teams from London. But what sets these apart from the rest is their sheer number. There are 7 Premier League teams from London this year: Arsenal, Brentford, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Tottenham, Watford, and West Ham. That means we'll be witnessing a staggering 42 London derbies this year. With local bragging rights at stake, these derbies are hotly contested. One particularly significant London derby is that between Arsenal and Chelsea. For years now, the fans of these 2 teams have been locked in eternal debate as to who the biggest team in London is. It's a crown that changes hands yearly, but right now, even the staunchest Arsenal fan would have to admit that London is blue. In this section, we'll take a look at some of the best memes, tweets, and reactions from the footballing corner of the internet. Bring on the banter. Now you've gotta feel for Gabriel Jesus, guys. He spent so much of his City career in the wings that he's forgotten he's a center forward. As per Oaktree's exclusive resources, Juventus' away kit is the reason for Ronaldo's sudden departure, and we can't blame him. Oh, it's this beautiful, spontaneous fan behavior that we really missed out on this past year. Wow, Bruno plus Salah, a staple ingredient for every FPL team. Who are you captaining this week? Game of Thrones fans, this one's for you. Do you think Arteta will be able to save Arsenal before winter sets in? Our next segment here is called Caught Offside, where we share behind-the-scenes stories off the pitch. Our hot topic today is the James Rodriguez-Everton marriage, which seems to be on the rocks. The 2014 World Cup superstar was convinced to sign for the Blues by the then Everton manager Carlo Ancelotti last season. The two had worked together at Real Madrid and Bayern Munich in the past and are said to share quite a father-son bond. James was quite a coup for a club like Everton, who don't really have the kind of pull to attract such high-profile players. His eye-catching performances and trickery left the Everton faithful spellbound. Ancelotti and James were the focal points on which Everton expected to build its future. But Ancelotti's sudden departure for Real Madrid this summer left the club in lurch. The exit stung both James and Everton. He's stuck now at a mid-table club that he only signed for because of Ancelotti. He spoke to the press about feeling betrayed and, despite being the highest paid player at the club, doesn't want to stick around. On his Twitch channel just last week, the playmaker admitted he didn't even know who Everton were playing on the weekend. Clearly, a divorce can't come quicker for both parties. Talk about awkward.